ready?
Yeah.
Hello everybody, my name is Drew Mock, and today I will be going over how to purchase a betta fish, how to transition them into their new home, and how to clean and maintain their tank once you have gotten them there. Now, I've owned 4 betta fish in my life. This is the one I have right now. He's living with me in the dorm. His name is Levi, short for Leviathan. He is very pretty, as you can tell. Takes up very little space. Cheap in comparison to other pets such as dogs, cats, or children. And but obviously your first step in getting one is finding out where to purchase one. I went to the PetSmart on Glenstone, and worked out well for me because they have a pretty wide variety of betta fish, about 30 or so, all in their little cups. Because they are solitary animals, do not put them together because they will fight until one of them dies.
Oh, wow.
And the PetSmart worker helped me out quite a bit. She told me all what I need to get. She told me what kind of food to get, water softener, and the right size net to get. You want to get one that's about 2.5 times the size of your fish. That way you're not, smashing them with the sides of it. Make sure they're safe. And the heater, which is this rectangle, and the filter that comes with the tank. But also they're pretty cheap. About a betta fish is like $5 by itself. Altogether, it cost me about $60 or so, just everything, including like the rocks and the little plants or whatever. That being said, my tank was half off, and they usually have deals to make it a little cheaper for you. And so once you've purchased the tank, now you got to set it up. So it usually comes with very clear instructions. The filter should have a spot where it pops in right in this back corner, and it'll have like a sign that says minimum water level on it. And all you just got to do is fill the water up to that level. The heater will have little like suction cups on the back of it, so it'll just pop right to the back. And you add 10 drops of this per gallon. I got a 3.5 gallon tank, so I'd add 35 drops of it. And you want to let your heater run for about 10 minutes before you put the betta fish in there. That way the water will warm up a little bit. And you take him in this little cup, and you kind of half submerge him in the water and just kind of let him slide on out, because you don't want to just drop him like God from the heavens and just drop him in the water. And because that way it'll just kind of be less of a shock to the system. The water from the cup will just go right with him. And now you've got him in his home, everything's set up. All you got to do is feed him, clean the tank every once in a while. I've just got one, and you should only have one fish in there at a time with a betta. So you should only clean them about 1.5 to 2 weeks. If you don't have a filter, it should be more regularly, because it will get dirtier faster. But first thing you got to do when cleaning the tank is you pop the lid off and set it off to the side. Pull out the filter and the heater, make sure they're unplugged, and set them on top of the lid. Is what I usually do. That way they have less of a splash damage. And then, as you can tell, this is a sink, and what you got to do is, if you have gravel like I do, I recommend putting a strainer in the sink. That way you can just dump it all in there, and it'll just catch it, and you won't have a huge mess. Because trust me, cleaning up that much like colorful gravel is a nightmare. And be sure to not wear clothes that I'm wearing right now, because if you get 2-week-old fish water on clothes you care about, you will wish you were dead. It is not a fun time. And once you got it out, this will be just get like a wash rag, but don't use soap, because soap is bad for the fish. It can kind of like get rid of some of the oils they have on their skin. And you just kind of want to run it along the corners, make sure you've cleaned it out well, get the sides, even wipe off the heater and the filter if you need to. That way it keeps it clean. And make sure before you dump the water out, you have a container off to the side that has the water from the tank in it, and you can just use the net and kind of like guide him into it. Don't just come at him and slam it up to the side. You make sure he's in there, gently carry them in there, and make sure you have a container that's wide, like wider than the net, so that you can just like turn and drop them in there. And you want to be gentle with them, but you also want to be efficient, because the quicker it goes, the better it is for both of you. And so once you've got the the rocks all cleared out back in there, everything cleaned off, you can just, obviously the water would not be sitting in the sink, and you don't want to use the water, so you just fill it back up from the sink, and then pop the filter on, heater on, and then just do the same thing you did when you set it up. 10 drops per gallon, heater running for 10 minutes, and then gently submerge them back in there, and pop the lid back on. Also, little tip: if you have a food container, make sure there's no picture of a beta on it, because I made the mistake with my second one of setting a picture of a beta facing the tank, and my beta could see it, and he killed himself because he was trying to kill the beta on the picture. So just be sure, that's how aggressive they can be, so be careful with that. And so now that we've learned how to purchase a beta fish, transition them into their new home, and clean their tank, I hope you realize they're a fairly easy to maintain animal, cheap, takes up a little space, and they look like that. So thank you.